PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is finally launching on Xbox One this week, and we couldn't be more delighted. Brendan Green and Co.'s 100 Go Win, One Comes Out Battle Royale game has taken the PC world by storm, and next up on their quest for world domination is consoles. If this is your first time jumping into the Battle Royale world, then it might be a bit of a daunting affair, so we prepared 7 helpful tips and strategies to ensure you get that chicken dinner you've always longed for. First things first, gearing up. Before getting involved in a major firefight, you're going to want to grab that level 3 helmet and level 3 armor, or at least level 1 and 2 gear until you can get your hands on the good stuff. Make sure you have a gun that fits your combat situation too, whether it's a sniper for long distance, an AR for mid-range, or a shotgun if you like to get your camp on. Attachments are key too, so be on the lookout for those scopes, and grips to help improve stability. If you're playing in squads, remember to loot items for your team, not just yourself. 4 semi-well equipped players are much better than 2 stacked players with 2 teammates packing toilet loadouts. For the love of God, share the loot, you stingy bastards, and don't hog it all. In terms of the best guns, if you can get yourself an AWM or a car sniper rifle, and either an M16A4 or a SCAR assault rifle, you're going to be in a good place. Finally, you're going to want to make sure you have enough energy drinks and painkillers too for some of those late game short-term health regeneration moments. Also, don't forget medkits, and if not medkits then bandages, and if you can, grab a suppressor too. All of these things will help you massively in the grand scheme of things. Don't dive headfirst into danger. You don't want to always drop into the most populated areas when you first jump out the plane, unless you actually want an early PvP match, so go for it. It's worth bearing in mind that the map is huge, and there are plenty of places to loot, so don't feel pressured to head to the big loot fest areas from the off. There are plenty of opportunities to tool yourselves up around the map. You're going to want to push for supply drops when they drop too, but be aware they become giant hot zones of action when they fall from the skies, and rightly so. As they drop the best loot in the game. And always keep an eye on that circle, both the current one but also the upcoming one too. There's nothing worse than being caught out by the circle when you've spent 10 minutes looting and you have the best loot in the game. If you're stood in an artillery zone, indicated by a large red circle, get to bloody cover and stay there. If it's not a kill shot, then it's probably not worth it. Here's the best tip and probably the most obvious one. I repeat, don't fire at someone unless you can get a kill shot. With bullet drop and long distance battles almost guaranteed, sometimes it's better to avoid conflict and not bring unwanted attention to yourself by going after a difficult shot. If they're out in the open, great, go for it, but if they can easily jump into cover, it won't be long before they and anyone else in your vicinity knows exactly where you are. The suppressor can help here too, but it won't make you invisible. Find a playstyle that suits you. Many strategies are available to fit your playstyle, whether you like to play aggressively, stealthily, or get a little more creative. You can camp in buildings, push in with the circle, get in the circle early and take out people as they move in to gather a foothold. You can bait people with high-end loot, use high-impact guns like the LMG to mow down vehicles, you and a buddy can do drive-bys, and you can use your car as a battering ram for people out in the open. You basically need to find a playstyle that suits you and your strengths. You gotta believe in your squad. Playing as a group is more fun, like anything in life, but teamwork is absolutely necessary if you want to be successful in squads and duos. Get those callouts worked out as a group. Use the compass to give other players a bearing, but also give them landmarks as well, because bearings will be different from one player to the next if you aren't close to your squad. Perhaps the best bit of advice here is to stick together and, where possible, team shoot. If one of your squad goes down and you're a few clicks away, you can't help him. Don't try to be a hero. This ain't some action film. Leave him be. You ain't gonna make it. Chances are you'll probably get smashed as well. Even if you're a god tier FPS player, this isn't Call of Duty. So remember that. Get to cover, man. Cover is more important in PUBG than in any other shooter on the market, as one bullet can end your life. Use the terrain and landmarks on the map as cover. Use the undulations of the hills to cover yourself. Use trees, use whatever you can, and peek when you can to take a shot. If you find yourself out in the open, particularly late game, you're going to take fire, so try to always have some sort of cover to bounce from, whether it's a tree, a car, or the brow of a hill. Remember though, if you are using a car as cover, the other team can easily blow that up, so try to avoid that, if you can. And finally, unless you're an Olympic runner, you're gonna want to use a car. If you've been playing Fortnite a lot, you'll see that the same rules do apply here, yes, but because of the size of the map, be prepared to use vehicles to get around. Crossing bridges is a dangerous game, so be careful of ambushes. Grab gas for your cars and don't try to jump out of a moving vehicle. This isn't H1Z1 where you can jump out of a vehicle and take a shot. The vehicle pretty much has to be stationary when you exit, otherwise you will take damage, or worse, die. So those were 7 helpful tips to help you on your journey to becoming a PUBG pro on Xbox One. Enjoy those chicken dinner folks and savour each and every one of them. If you enjoyed this video then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Resero. Happy hunting soldiers.